So I've been hearing nothing but amazing things about this film ever since Toronto International Film Festival 2022, where it made its world premiere. Now that I had a chance to check it out, I have got a lot to say. Folks, let's jump into my review of the new film, SISU. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the new film SISU, which is coming to theaters April 28th. Now, listen, folks who checked this film out at TIFF last year had said nothing but amazing things, and there's been a lot of now that I kind of look at it, odd comparisons here. One that I've been seeing up and down the board is the comparison to John Wick. And I do see some similarities, but I have got to say that this film truly feels like its own. Sure, it borrows things from other films such as John Wick. Yeah, he has a dog. He's very protective of his dog. Yes, he's a one-man killing machine. But I felt like John Wick felt a lot more militant at times, where this one felt very satirical at sometimes. Because I mean, you know, when the CG gets involved with this film, you start thinking like, oh, this is insane, you know, there's no way. And you just really have to extend your disbelief in order to like get past some of the things that happen. But nonetheless, you enjoy the film up and down the board because, listen, it is extremely gory, gruesome, shall I say. It will have you kind of checking your own skin at times because some of the blood splatter, some of the executions, I mean, it is horrific, okay? But nonetheless, it's an enjoyable film, and it's really simple premise here. You have this guy, Tommy, who is basically of legend. You know, folks have heard about him, and some even think he's immortal. But then there's other folks that understand that while he may not be immortal, he has the will to not die. And that makes him an extremely dangerous man. And right now, he's just out here trying to get some gold. But upon his very, I say, super lucrative discovery, he runs across some Nazis who, well, do Nazi things. And since that is 30 men versus one guy, this does take place in World War II. So listen, this is not a true story, but yet this conflict that happened during this period of World War II is very true. But yes, you have this guy who will stop to no means to collect his paycheck from the gold he's discovered, and that the folks who seem to be a little bit of a hiccup in his plans, well, they just happen to become his victims here. But yeah, like I said, listen, this guy, Tommy, who's played by Jorma Tommila, who I am not familiar with, but I have my eyes set on him for future projects to come because he gives you an array of emotions. Sometimes he looks like a stone cold killer, but sometimes you do feel his pain and his agony. And I think that's very important part to connect with the viewers is that, like, yeah, he's a killing machine, but yeah, he has feelings. And I think that while folks may praise him to be immortal, we see that he is mortal, he is human, but his determination to fulfill his goals and his desire to continue to live speaks about the type of person he is. And I think we see that in the performance here and sort of the construction of this character, which is intriguing because now you kind of want more, you know? But even with that being said, I will say that the Nazi folks who were involved in this film too were also intriguing. You cannot say anything good about Nazis in real life, but the acting here of these people and their portrayal of Nazis, and again, this is a semi-satirical film. You know, you even enjoy their performances. They're ones that are like kind of caught off guard and surprised by the actions that happen. Some of the little silly things that they do that they quickly pay for. I think it's all good, you know. And then in the third act, we're introduced to a whole new slate of characters, which I won't speak about because I think it's a little bit of a spoilers. But I will say the third act, you're introduced to another group of characters who come in and really shake up the game, and I enjoy it. And honestly, you know, I've seen the film recently that kind of gave me feels like this film, where, like, you know, it had a lot of actions, explosives, you know, some blood splatter, which that film was completely satirical. This one was a very safe measure of comedy, but yet action, and like that grit that this film presents in terms of just the brutality left and right that keeps you on edge, and honestly, you just continue to want more, because at one point, you know, especially when the dog gets in danger, you start to say, listen, this guy go kill everybody, don't mess with the dog. And I guess that's the similarities that people are trying to give with John Wick. But again, I feel like John Wick is more like, you know, militant, you know, it's tactical, and even the last John Wick, I will say chapter 4 did add an extra layer of humor that the previous ones didn't, but this was being compared to John Wick before that film had came out. So this was folks looking at the first 3 John Wicks, which I don't think that there's much of a comparison besides the idea that there's a guy that protects his dog, a lot of action, but this one has a lot of blood. And that means some of the executions of some you just don't see in normal action films. Some horror films, yes, but not action films. So overall, listen, this is a must watch. This film at the 55th Stygius Film Festival had won tons of awards. Again, a lot of people praised this film coming out of TIFF, and I think now that it's getting its theatrical release, it has to be on your radar. It has to be a must watch, and you're just not going to be ready for the brutality that this film delivers. So yep, you have to check out SISU, folks. It is a must watch. Again, coming to theaters April 28th. Once you check it out, folks, let me know in the comments your thoughts about it. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.